These notes are on finding surface area of right square pyramids. Okay, let's review again. Surface area means the area of all faces of a three-dimensional figure. For today's notes, we're going to focus just on square pyramids. So here's an example. It's called a square pyramid because it has one square base and all other faces are triangles. And they meet at one point at the top, is which makes it a pyramid and not a prism. So we are going to find the surface area of this pyramid. In order to do that, we need to know how many total faces we have, because that's what the definition of surface area is. In a right square pyramid, we have a total of 5 faces. So we want to start with the base when we're finding surface area. So that's what I'm going to look at first. The base here, I'm outlining in blue, and I'm going to sketch what it looks like on my paper. We are only going to do square pyramids, which means that both dimensions are going to be the same. So each length and width is 10 centimeters because we're using a square and all sides are the same in a square. So to find the area of a square, I multiply length times width, and since it's 10 and 10, the area of the base is 100 centimeters squared. So this is only one face of my pyramid. So I've got one area. That means I still have 4 left. The good thing about a pyramid, especially a square pyramid, is that because the base is always 10 and they're the same height, every single triangular side is going to be exactly the same size. So every single one is going to have a base of 10. And every single one is going to have a height of 22. So if I look at just that face individually, I could pick just one of them and make that orange. This is a triangle with a base of 10 and a height of 22. Remember, this right angle right here shows us that this is a base and a height. And all 4 triangles are going to be the same because the base is a square. So I can sketch each triangle the exact same size. So to find area of a triangle, we need our formula. And that formula is going to work for every single side because they're all triangles. So now I can fill in my formula. Base is 10, height is 22, and I divide by 2. Now we can calculate the area of each triangle. So I just multiply 10 times 22 and then divide by 2. And I get 110 centimeters squared. Well, because the formula is the same for all of them, that means every area is also the same. So I have 110 centimeters squared, 110 centimeters squared, 110 centimeters squared. So it says, from this information, how could you find the surface area of the pyramid? Well, I have one square, which is 100, and I've got 4 sides that are 110, which gives me all 5 faces. So I could add these up all together and get my surface area, but I should notice something about all 4 sides of the pyramid, okay? Which we've talked about above. The triangles are all congruent. That means instead of adding these individually, I could simply take the base, which is 100, and then I could do 4 times 110 because I have 4 of the triangles. This or this will get me the correct answer. I can choose either way, but they'll both still give me surface area. So when I multiply first, I get 440, and then I add the base to it, which was 100, so that's 540 centimeters squared. That's going to be my surface area. So really, I'm only finding 2 areas in a pyramid, the base and one of the triangles, but that triangle is continually repeated over and over and over again. So I can find that surface area easily with only 2 different areas. The main thing to remember, and what's something that is forgotten a lot when we're doing this problem, is this formula in a triangle, you've got to divide by 2. If I didn't divide by 2, I have way too big of an area here. So I want to make sure that I remember that as I'm going through my practice. Okay? So now that we've gone through the notes, there's a few practice problems you're going to solve. So this problem here is going to be number 1. So I want you to find surface area. And then we turn to the back. We're going to renumber these as 2, 3, and 4. So as you practice, you're going to submit your answers to me. Again, make sure you remember I have 1 square and 4 triangles, but with a triangle we need to divide by 2. So go ahead and stop the video and do those 4 practice problems we just numbered.